Hello, race fans! Good afternoon from the Daytona International Speedway on a chilly 35-degree day. The moment is here. Welcome to the Gatorade Twin 125s. Two amazing races to set the grid. As I have an echo. Hang on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I had a little echo there. I don't know why. But anyway, we're getting set for the Gatorade Twin 125s, two races to set the grid for the Daytona 500. Sorry about that little echo. I was playing the YouTube stream, so sorry about that. But anyway, we're getting set here. This is the grid for dual race number 1, as we're getting set to call this dual race. Is on the pole for the Daytona 500 and for this duel is Muhammad Zain Elac Caz alongside Reggie Fogleman Zachary Taylor, row number 2. You can check down the description for the dual race you will be in, or your drivers that will be in for this race, as we're going to go ahead and get these cars started. The goal is, if you exclude the 43, the top 14 finishers, not including the 43, will make the Daytona 500. Then it goes back to time trials from Monday's qualifying and last year's car owner points. Could make things a bit interesting. I don't know why my phone's starting to glitch as far as that's concerned. Better not turn off while I'm streaming, because I'll be really ticked about that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get these cars rolling off, as we're going to go ahead and get set for the first of the Twin 125s. 5 cars have to start at the rear of the field. 4 of them were involved in an incident. Crenshaw, Bradley Reim, they're in backup machines. Cody Smart, unapproved adjustment, had to start the back. And Samet Ozkan had an engine failure during round 3 of qualifying, and therefore had to start at the rear of the field. As I don't know why my phone's trying to go darkiness when I'm streaming, so I don't know. I'm trying to keep it to where it's not doing that, if you know what I mean. Hi to people watching in the YouTube chat. Hopefully you guys have any questions. Jeremy Frey, welcome aboard. And so everybody is, so again, to recap, those of you just joining the stream, if you don't know where you're starting in the duels, look down in the description for that. While these drivers are getting ready to head into 3 and 4, one of these dual races, I will make a special announcement about the reward most of you drivers are going to get. I don't know why my phone's still doing this. Let's go darkiness for no reason. Let me put up the brightness so that way that's done. Oh, Carolina Bradley's going out. That's a wave off. That's a wave off. That's a wave off. That's a wave off. The reason that's a wave off is I want to make sure everybody starts a race. I do not want anyone blowing up. So the start has been officially waved off. So we're going to have to try again. I want to make sure everybody takes the green flag, because if not, then it's not fair to the driver who blew up and yada, yada, yada. So now that they got the 12 cars issue fixed, we're going to go green next time by. That's actually the first time we've had a wave off for a green flag. We didn't have that happen in the clash at Martinsville. Unfortunately, we had it here in one of the dual races. But they allowed the 12 car to fix the problem, get her back in her spot, and we are set to go racing here for the duels. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be a nervous wreck right now. Those that have to race their way in because of a poor time trial, or their points are not good enough. So I'm going back to season 1. Cody Smart. Yes, he had a fast time, but I'm concerned about his speed. Actually, no, as we're green for dual race number 1, actually, Cody Smart, in addition to having a radiator change, he also had his time disallowed for making up a random report in the PCSRA Discord. So Cody Smart, despite having a good speed that could have locked him in the race, will now have to race his way into the 500. Because he was 29th in points, so he's going to have to race his way in. As Reggie Fogleman's going to take the race lead, I'm going to let everybody know, please don't ask me about paint schemes because I can't get Wi-Fi onto my laptop to get the paint scheme taken care of. So it's going to be a while until I do that. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up right now. So you can blame my Wi-Fi who likes to be DRUNK as far as that is concerned. Oh, got some cars in the wall. That was a 95 of Elac Caz, or Elac Caz, sorry. Looks like he got the wall, and now he's starting to drop back, and this is not good for some people that need to race their way into the Daytona 500. Trying to remember if we had the 11 here in Season 1. Hola, Senor Sean. By the way, happy birthday to Senor Sean. Today is his birthday. If you want to wish Sean a happy birthday in the YouTube chat, I'm fine with that. The good thing for the 93 team, as far as what happened in qualifying, they were 34th in last year's points. But for him to get a top 10 qualifying spot after qualifying really just locked them into the 500. As, oh, got somebody in the wall. Someone scraped the wall. I couldn't tell who it was. It must have been Jessica Shelton, because I see her dropping back. Jesse Ard, I know, had no points to fall back on. I believe her speed was... Where did Jesse start it in this race? Jesse started 10th, so I think Jesse may be okay. However, I can't say the same for Desiree Voyles. No points to fall back on, has to race her way in. A lot of these drivers who have no points to fall back on will have to race their way in. Oh, Penguin Land. I'm going to make a birthday cake for Sean in a minute. Right now, on the bubble is the 22 of Bradley Reim. As long as the 43 is still in that lead pack, the top 15 will transfer in. If the 43 is outside the top 15, then it becomes the 14th spot for the transfer. You see Annie Crenshaw, who had to start the rear of the field in a backup car. She would have made it into the next round of qualifying. And remember, her time would have gotten her into the next round and would have gotten her safe, but now she has to race her way in because remember, the 2 car on last year's points isn't good enough. Same with the 19 who's leading this race. Monica Towns knows she has to make the race. She has no point, or the 19's owner points wasn't good enough. Her time trial wasn't good enough. She knows she must race her way into the 500 today. There's Cody Smart. As of now, would make the Daytona 500. In fact, all of these drivers that are in the top 14 in this draft would be in the 500. The battle for the final transfer spot is going to get interesting. But let's not forget we have pit stops to take care of. There's Zachary Taylor. As the 43's in the wall, that's our pole sitter for the 500. Sorry about the darkness going on my phone for some reason. I don't know why. As the 43 could be losing the draft, and looks like that's the case. Now remember, should the 43 drop out of the top 15, the top 14th becomes the transfer spot, as my phone can't stop going dark for some reason. I need to go smack Blue Jr., but he's at school. Yes, you did. Oh, 11's in the wall. That's Tatiana. This is not what Tatiana needs. Tatiana, I believe, was 35th quickest, and she had to race her way in, and losing the draft is not going to help. Unless we get a caution. As the 43 is already going to be falling into the clutches. See some other cars that have lost the draft. Well, actually, the 11 has lost the draft, and unless we get a yellow, I don't think the 11 is going to make the race. Which would be a shame, and that would be one of the big surprises. Jessica Shelton. Shelton was started 7th. I think she'll be okay, as my phone won't stop having a rear start going. My phone keeps going dark for some reason. I don't know why. I do apologize for that if you're watching. I've had to hit my phone so I don't have to deal with the darkness. Of course, I had a little echo there for some reason. Up, 31 in the wall. That's Samet Ozkan. Remember, he had to replace an engine in this car and had to start the rear of the field. He would have been, I believe, he would have still been in this duel anyway. So now we got handling problems for these drivers. The 11's going to need a yellow or something. Or else the 11's not going to make the 500. And remember, as I said, no one, when I said going into speed for Daytona, no one was locked into the Daytona 500. So there was a good chance somebody would be going home. And if Cody comes up with another weird story, he's going to get thrown off the mountain. I'll just say that. Hello, Mr. Frank. We're on lap number 11. You haven't missed much other than some drivers going up really too high and scraping the outside wall, as Samet Ozkan has now fallen back to the second pack. Okay. There's Carolina Bradley, Monica Towns. Fogleman, looks like as of right now, Fogleman would like to improve his spot for the 500 as far as where he is currently running. Is the 43 still in the transfer? Nope, he is outside the top 15, so that means the 31 is on the bubble. Samet Ozkan is now on the bubble now that the 43 has dropped to the back of that second pack. Remember, the 11 needs to race her way into the 500. I don't remember if the 11 took part in Season 1. I'll have to get a confirmation. But I don't think the 11 took part in Season 1. I'll have to double check. If it didn't, then I believe we can confirm one of the drivers who will sadly have to go home, which is too bad. Zachary Fitzwater, who started in 11th. And now the 43 is back into the top 14. That means the 95 is on the bubble, even though the 95 would be safe on speed. And as soon as I say that, now it pushed the 33 on the bubble. Unless the 43 is outside the top 15. I can't find the 43. Oh, we had a wreck. We had some skid marks in turn number 3. I don't know who they were. Must have been the 95. Yeah, there's some skid marks over in turn number 3. I don't know where that came from. It must have... Oh, looks like we found our culprit. Did they do what I think they tried to do? They tried to go 4 wide. That was not going to be a smart idea. And this didn't bring out the yellow, but Lucien Bianchi got turned by the 43. 8 and the 22 and the 95 got into the wall trying to slow down. And amazingly, we did not have a yellow as a result, as Tatiana Noguera is currently still all by her lonesome. What Tatiana is going to have to hope for is we have a big wreck for her to catch up, or her chances of making the 500 is gone. Bianchi's got some damage. Bianchi was, I believe, 23rd quick or something like that. I don't know. Caz, I know, will make the 500. The 95 will make the 500. 43 will make the 500. But the question is there any damage to this car? Because remember, if you crash out of this duel race, you go to a backup car and you start at the rear of the field. I see some damage to the 43, but if the 43 finishes the race, they can repair that car. Yeah, he's got damage to both sides, but I don't think it's affected him. I don't know about the 17. 17's got some left side damage on his Fastenal Ford. Eli Wolf, part of Reggie Fogleman's team, he would make the 500 because the 8 car was in the Final 4 to compete for the championship. Hannah Percy had a good time in qualifying, so I think she'll be okay. 96, however, not so much. The 96 has to make the top 15 or top 14 in this race. Otherwise, the 96 is going to be confirmed another driver who will sadly have to go home. Right now, Jesse Ard is on the bubble, with the 43 already at the back. Meanwhile, back at the business end of the field, Zachary Taylor currently still leads. As of now, the 20 would make the 500. Cody would make the 500. Reggie Fogleman and Annie Crenshaw. Crenshaw, that's critical for her. She did have a good lap to get herself into round 2, but had to go to a backup car, which that lap became null and void, and the 2's owner points weren't good enough, so she had to race her way into the 500. And it looks like Cody Magouryk in the 38. Yeah, Cody Magouryk in the 38. No points to fall back on. His time wasn't good enough. Has to race his way in. And with him losing the lead drive, I think that can pretty much say that may be game over for Cody Magouryk. Because remember, both front row motorsports cars have no points to fall back on. Did bad in time trials, so that's not good for those two, and that really could hurt them as far as the point scenario is concerned before our next race at Hillside. So we're on lap number 20. The 17 I know is going to probably lose any hope of making the race. I'll have to go back and see. I don't think the 17 raced last season, so the 17 would have no points to fall back on. But his speed, I think, could get him in the race. That's going to be a borderline. The 17 is kind of borderline as far as making this race. It all depends what happens in race 2. As you see Carolina Bradley right there. Annie Thomas knows 19th in points might get her in, but she said, I want to make the 500. And would you know, the big shocker would be one of the JGR cars possibly going home, which would be the 11, which would suck. And it would be a tough break for Frank, seeing one of his drivers, or possibly two of his drivers, sadly, have to go home. And the 11 is a lap down, so the 11's chances are looking grimmer and grimmer. I don't know if she's got a problem or not, Tatiana, that is. Or she was off the pace. She is up to speed. They have caught the 17. And Reggie Fogleman is leading this race. Whoops. As Reggie whoa! Lucien Bianchi nearly put the 19 into the wall. Not sure what that was all about. Remember, the 17 is off the pace due to the damage he got. They keep it together. That was nearly our first incident of the day here in Speedweeks, as my freaking darkness keeps interfering for some reason. The 19 and 3 pulled out to a big lead, but that was a bad idea. That's going to come back to haunt those two. As Allyson Lliara is going to catch up. And that big lead the 19-3 had came back to haunt them. And now they got caught by the 0-2 of Allyson Lliara. You do not want a big lead at Daytona, because if you do, you're in big trouble. Looks like the 94 is in the final transfer spot, because remember, the 43 is outside the top 15, so the transfer spot becomes 14th. And Allyson Lliara is going to take the lead. Allie running for Penske. This is the 4th car out of Penske. Smart Cody is running for, actually, no, there's 5 Penske cars. Reim, Smart, Lliara, Crenshaw, Annie Crenshaw, that is, and Carolina Bradley, who's leading this race. Zachary Taylor knows, yes, he had a good qualifying effort. Yeah, I feel bad for Tatiana, as we're past the halfway mark in this first 125. The only thing that's going to be, like I said, borderline is going to be Bianchi, because he did start 12th, but it's all going to depend what's going to happen in race 2. I think Bianchi might be okay if that is indeed the case, because I already know who are going to be the 2 drivers that are going to go home, and Cody Magouryk is one of them. Desiree Voyles, no points to fall back on. Where was she in time trial? She qualified 8th in this duel, or started 8th in this duel. I think she'll be fine. The 33. Ooh, Samantha Jones is going to be borderline. Ooh, that's not good. The only way the 11 is going to make the 500 is if somebody that does not race their way in and the 11 gets in on speed. That's the only chance for Tatiana to make the 500. But as of now, looks like Tatiana could be one of the 12 drivers who will sadly have to go home, which is a shame, really. As that was not the car I want, you derping game. I want it on the 97, you derp. I'm going to go smack NR after this, after these 2 duel races. This is the car that won the championship last season, but this is a different driver. That's Monica Burns. This car is in the 500 regardless where they finish in today's duel. Because the 97, as I said, won the championship. That would get them into the race. But racing their way in could help another driver get them in the field. Of course, we haven't heard from Nathan Orman. The good news is Sean wrecked the field. The bad news is it did not bring out, however, a yellow. Let me also throw the other topic. Fuel mileage is going to come into play. We're 29 laps into this sucker. Now, all of these drivers, these 12 drivers in this lead pack are in the 500. The 96 and the 92 are the last 2 to get into the field. And remember, that's critical for the 96 of Amanda Burns. She had to race her way in. She didn't have a choice. The 92, however, also was another driver who had to race their way into the 500. No points to fall back on and all that, so right now, it's looking like the 11 possibly would go home. The 17 kind of borderline. 95 will get in on his speed. Shelton, I believe, would get in on speed. Eli Wolf will get in on points because the 8 car, as I said, finished in the final 4. 43 will start on the pole no matter what. Bradley Reim, on the other hand, ooh, I don't know. I think what may save Tatiana is that Bradley Reim was another driver who had to race his way in the 500, and with him running in 24th, that may be game over. Bradley Reim, that may be another driver who will sadly have to go home. This is, I believe, could save Tatiana in DNQing. Yeah, looks like Bradley Reim could be a guaranteed a DNQ, which would suck. Because I'll have to see where this is going to situate Tatiana. And we'll also have to see the results of race number 2. The 17 is now 2 laps now. I think we know why. I think the damage on his car is starting to hurt the handling. If the 17 doesn't repair the car, then he's pretty much screwed. But he's borderline as far as the making the 500 is concerned. Tatiana is kind of also a questionable. It's questionable if she's going to make the 500 or not. As Crenshaw gets the wall. Annie Crenshaw just got the wall. And there's some right side damage to the Miller Lite Ford. Remember, Crenshaw was safe. She could be out. Jesse Ard, I think, will be okay as far as that's concerned. But like I said, that's going to depend where these drivers finished in time trials and last year's points. Oh, Jesse Ard had no owner points fall back on. 2's coming to pit road. The 2 car is coming to pit road to repair some of the damage. We got pit stops. Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. We got pit stops. Let's see. The 22 is definitely going to be a driver going home. 38 definitely going home. Ozkan is questionable. Even though he had the fastest speed, he might be okay. Even though he had to go to the rear for the duel. Tatiana is in. I wonder if they're doing fuel only. They're probably doing fuel only. Thomas is in. Okay, it looks like the rest of the leaders are in. Zachary Taylor still stayed out. So this is going to shuffle up the running order. As far as fuel mileage is concerned. Remember, they can only go 37 laps. And with this race being a 50-lapper, in fact, both dual races, as Taylor and CJ Bracken's coming to pit road. Condolences, by the way, to CJ Bracken and his family. As Zachary Taylor's coming to pit road, coming to the attention to his GGR number 18 pit crew. Talked to Taylor. He said, I'm so nervous for, the 20 who will be in race number 2. I bet the 20's probably taking notes. As Tatiana has returned to the track. But like I said, when the duels are over, we will find out the 42 drivers that will be in the Daytona 500. Because remember, we have to base all of this on time and last year's owner points. And because the 39 has no points to fall back on, the 39 had to race his way in because his time was disallowed. Because remember, Cody had a penalty that got carried over from Triple P. So it sucks for Cody, but the rules are the rules, and that's where we're going to leave it at that. Desiree Voyles is coming to pit road. I think these drivers are just taking fuel only. For some of them who are pitting later, this is going to help them get to the finish. Now, where's the 18 of Taylor? Taylor just got around the 72. I believe Taylor will be the leader. '95 had a dismal pit stop, but the 95 and the 43 will make the field. 43 will start on pole regardless, no matter what. Shelton. Did we have a 9? Oh, oops, that's not what I want. Did we have a 9 car that raced last season? I think it was Courtney. Hang on, let me check. I'm checking last year's points to see if we had a 9 car. Oh, it was Red Riding Hood. 28th. Ooh, that may not be good for Shelton. But 7th quick, bleh. But Shelton did make it in the top 24, so she might be okay. Like I said, the only questionables I'm going to have here is going to be Tatiana, even though she's 27. Same with the 17, because I don't know if their speed is going to be good enough. I'll have to go back through and look at the time trials, because I won't announce the grid until after race number 2, or you will see the starting grid down in the Discord, which, by the way, if you have not joined the PCSRA Discord, the link is in the description right below, right underneath the starting grid for duel number 2. Zachary Taylor trying to push Monica Towns. Remember, 18 is in on speed. The 19, no points to fall back on. Had a terrible qualifying. She has to make the top 14, which she's doing so. So I wouldn't be feeling too good about those drivers who are kind of questionable. Jesse Ard is on the bubble. Jesse Ard would be making the 500 if she stays where she's at. Because I believe she was 23rd on speed. That's going to be questionable for Jesse. So that's going to be questionable for Jesse Ard if she's going to make the 500. Of course, her brother Sean is in race number 2. So Sean's going to be all by his lonesome, the birthday boy. You are up to date. Cool. That's cool, mate. Hope everybody's having themselves a great day, by the way. Other than a round of pit stops, nothing else has happened. Cody Magoury's in the top 14. 96 on the bubble. 33 has to make it into the transfer spot. Well, remember, Tatiana and Lucien are kind of questionable as far as the, because I have to go back at time trial, see where they ended up. As far as that's concerned. Hi, Fitzy. Your favorite Australian queen is 3rd. That's Annie Thomas. Where are you, Fitzy? You're 6th. Hey, look! The 2 Australians. Fitzy's pushing his well, let's just say his favorite teammate in the world, Annie Thomas, in the 23. The 2 Aussies working together. And now Annie Thomas says, "Okay, Fitzy, I had my turn at the front. Now it's your turn." Oh, those 2 love each other. We all know how Fitzwater and Thomas get along now, don't we? Well, right now, Fitzwater did start in 11th. He is now leading the race. Of course, this is good for Fitzy. Chilton is actually in race number 2. He is actually in the next race. I bet he's probably a nervous wreck right now. So Tatiana and Lucien's other friend, which is Maximilian Chilton, he is in race number 2. So he'll be in the next race. I bet he's probably getting notes saying, "Man, I hope it doesn't happen to me." Chilton, I think, is going to be safe. Fitzwater's leading the race. Oh, Carolina Bradley just poked the wall. Oh, yeah, she got the wall. I wonder if she cut a right front tire down. That's not good. If Carolina Bradley drops out of the top 14, that could be bad. She's got to have damage to the right side because there's no way she's going to get away with it. Let's see. She must have cut a tire down or something. Because remember, these drivers did not change tires. They all went fuel only. How would it be for Zachary Fitzwater replacing one of Colin Cropley's drivers who was banned for being a complete dumbass? Wins this first duel race. Wouldn't that be something? I'm waiting for the day where we're going to have an Australia 1-2, Fitzwater and Thomas. Of course, Zachary Fitzwater's wife, Henrietta, you'll see her in duel number 2. Shut up, phone! Oh, that's good. I will drink to that, XD. 5 laps to go. They're about to put the 95 a lap down, but the 95's in the 500 because of his qualifying time. I can definitely say for Annie Thomas and Zachary Fitzwater, both of them will say mission accomplished. So Thomas won't have to... Thomas, I think, was worried about missing this race, so I think this is what Annie Thomas needed. This is what Cody Smart needed, because Cody's definitely going to improve. Remember, this is the battle to see who will start third in the 500, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, etc. Monica Towns is going to make the 500 as long as she doesn't do anything stupid. And I believe the 12 is out. Nope, 12's still in the race, surprisingly. Cody Magouryk on the bubble. Now Annie Crenshaw. Going to keep an eye on that final transfer spot. Excuse me. And we know the 43 is going to start on the pole regardless what happens in the next 3 laps. And I think what's going to hurt Lucien, what hurt Lucien was he got turned by somebody, and, well, that damage really didn't help his case, and he's going to end up finishing in last. But like I said, he and Tatiana are kind of two of those question mark drivers as far as making the 500. So, because remember, I have to go back and see who makes the field on time from Monday's time trials and go back to see where they were in owner points. I think both the 11 and 17, if I recall correctly, did not have any owner points to fall back on that I can recall. I'll have to look. Because I'll have to go back through the Oreo Cup Series and see. The only way the 11 and the 17 would make the 500 is one of 2 ways. Either their time trial, either time trials and all that, or somebody from season 1 sacrificed their owner points to save them. Yes, save them. Because I'm trying to remember who the 11 got their points from. And if I were to wager a guess, and this is just an educated guess, because remember, the 97 is going to make the race as we're on the last lap of the race, by the way, and the 95 is a lap down, but it wouldn't matter anyways. Now we're going to have a battle between Fogleman and Fitzwater, but Fitzwater will still make the 500 regardless. Boy, it's a drag race here going into turn number 3. As the 95 is just getting in the way, just not moving out of the leader's way and let them race for the win. Looks like that's going to really hurt Fitzy. Fitzy's not going to be too happy with the 95. As here we come, Reggie Fogleman's going to win the first Gatorade Duel 125. And now we see who will make the final transfer spot. And it looks like the 33 beat Allie. Allie's in. Allie made it. 33 made it. 96 did not. Neither did Magouryk. And I did get word the 11 and 17 got their points from Greg Rutz and Tyler Henderson. I think those two may be safe. If that is indeed the case, Tatiana has got to breathe a sigh of relief. But I'll have to confirm that when we get to the official, when we get there. Here's the results. Reggie Fogleman, Ashley Burns, Zachary Fitzwater. Hey, look who finished behind Fitzwater, Annie Thomas. And he's like, yeah, I finished behind Fitzy. moving on. Zachary Taylor, CJ Bracken, Cody Smart, Monica Towns, Dilan Ebrahiman, Jesse Ard makes the 500. And of course, Jesse Ard just moved up a couple of spots. Chase Brooks, Monica Burns, Samantha Jones, and Allyson Lliara got the final transfer spot. Well, I bet you Zachary Fitzwater is doing a happy dance because Fitzwater and Allie both made the 500. How awesome is that? From Amanda Burns all the way down, we'll have to go back through time trials or owner points to see how they'll make it. But if I were to wager a guess, Cody Magouryk sadly would go home. Didn't do good in time trials, didn't do good in the race today. He will probably be one of the drivers going home. Bradley Reim, I think same for him. These two, I think, are going to be a question mark, whether they're going home or if they're making the race. And, of course, Muhammad Zain will start on the pole regardless, even though he finished in 25th place. So there's your results from race number 1. Chase Brooks also makes the 500. Good for him. Samantha Jones, I bet she's probably breathing a sigh of relief as far as that's concerned. So here's what I'll do. I will take a picture of the results and post it in the Discord. So give me 1 second. I've posted the results. Or actually, no. I took a screenshot so that way Ormy can see who made the race. I believe Annie Crenshaw may be going home. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see when we get the results of race number 2, which we're going to do that in a second because I have to set the grid for that race. All right. That was an exciting race, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, the questionables, as far as that's concerned, will be the drivers who are currently... Also, I have to, okay, let me exit out of that and go into this one, because I have to put the grid together. Because NR2-3 won't let me say the damn grid for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why my phone decided to say, oh no, let's go dark for some reason. Which I did not want you dark. Alright, even though it says Brenda Evelyn's on the pole, that is a complete lie! Good thing I have score 4 and I have my notepad. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and read the chat while you guys are... While we're getting set for Gatorade Duel number 2. Time for me to Rick Danny's car. Oh, for the love of Pate. So what I'm doing is I'm working on the fixing the grid because for race 2. So I just flipped the camera on so you don't have to see the darkiness, even though you're seeing the ceiling of my house. Sorry. I had to stay home so I can do the duels today. Yeah, and also, I hate to say this, we ended up going caution-free, which is no surprise. Henrietta Fitzwater, by the way, Fitzy starts 7th, so your wife starts 7th. I think that should be good enough for her to make the 500, but we'll see. Marc Underhill. I start 9th with the 4. Maximilian Chilton. Ormy starts next to Brenda Evelyn. How funny is this? Nathan Orman is actually the one who beat his teammate, which is Brenda Evelyn at the time, into winning the event. David's going to start... there we go. 46-1. Oh, wait. Did I goof that up? Hang on. No, you would start there, and you would start there. There we go. 91, 54. Actually, Senor, your sister made the 500. She was actually in the first race. You were in the second race. 2027. let's see. Okay, I got that. 47.99 will be row 20 or row 10. Sorry. 7.99. 10.34. Jared's gonna have his work cut out. 90. 48. 52, 13, and then there's the rest. All right. That is done. Save. Exit. Go back. Oh, sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. So after a very exciting first race, even though there was no cautions, which Sean is sad, we're set for the second of our 125s, as the command has already been given, as my phone wants to be a derping hyena. There's the grid right there. Sean Art, Jared Underhill are in backup machines, and then Amber Jones didn't set a time in qualifying, so we'll see if that will be the case. And of course, William Davis will start on the outside of the front row with the 43, regardless what happens. And we have sunny conditions. Duel 1 was like 35 degrees. It's 58 degrees. Good God, we had a heat wave. As now the cars are rolling off for Gatorade Twin 125 race number 2. So let me put my phone down so I can pour my bottle of pop. And if you're asking what bottle of pop it is, it's AMW Root Beer. And Sean's like, donut fingers still, Johnny! Yes, I haven't had anything to eat yet. But I just want to do these dual races just for the fun. I'll actually mention this when we get to Daytona 500, as I need to put my phone down so I can finish pouring, because I need to, I'll mention this in the Discord, but I'll mention this here. And this is only for those of you that do not, because like I said, I've already recorded 2023 stuff. This is going to be for 2024, even though we're coming up to 2023. And I've already done 2023 races for the series. So, what I'm going to do is, for those of you who have development drivers in this field, I'm going to put your development drivers into one of the AutoZone Amateur Series grids, because none of those series have started as far as recording is concerned, because I still have to get the mod for that. So, if you guys want me to put one of your drivers in a development ride for the amateur East, West, or Main, I'll do that. But actually, let me rephrase that: East and West, I'll do that. But you just have to private message me about that, as we're green for dual race number 2. We saw how these drivers in the first race ran in cloudy conditions. Well, now the sun is shining. We'll see how it goes in duel number 2. Here's a novel concept for you all. 26, 46, 24, all started on the inside line right behind each other. That's something we haven't seen in a while. And of course, the 26, 24, and 46 are teammates, may I add. As Prudence Martindale is going to lead the first lap, looks like, unless the 66 can deny her. And the 42 is going to lead the first lap. Remember, the top 14 finishers, not including the 75, will make the Daytona 500. The 75 is the only one besides the 43 who is safe entering today. Everybody else had to make it in on points. I know Brenda Eveling will be in on points because she's 9th on points last year. So Brenda Eveling we know is in the 500. The questionables will be probably going to be Nathan Orman and company. Did I see somebody on the apron? Or was I seeing things? Yeah, I'm kind of seeing things. There's Sean Art. As Daniel Voyles in the 26 is going to take the lead and being pushed by, interestingly enough, his teammate Nathan Orman. The two autistic drivers in this field, Orme and Voyles. What's funny is that Nathan Orman and Daniel Voyles, well, actually, Annie Thomas, who drives for DVR right now, and Nathan Orman, they're running for the Independence Trophy in the Master Cup Series. Orme's already done his 4 races, whereas Annie Thomas has not. The next race for Nathan Orman that he'll attempt is going to be Indianapolis. Oh, Henrietta is in the wall. Henrietta Fitzwater is in the wall and going to hold up the outside line, which is going to drop the 75 out of the top 15, even though the 75 would be on the front row anyway. So that will mean the 14th place spot is the transfer, if that is indeed the case. Survey says that is indeed the case, and the 78 is on the bubble. Remember, the 78, regardless, has to either race her way in or she can fall back on points. Getting a little hectic here. Roberto Crown Jr. is going to take the lead from Maddie Crenshaw. Maddie's got to race her way in. 33rd on points, didn't have a good qualifying. She has got to make the top 14 or she could kiss her chances of making the field goodbye. And we could end up having both of the Crenshaw sisters not make the Daytona 500, which would be a shame. All the drivers that were in duel number 1 have gone to the showers. Bet you Annie Thomas has already gone to the showers. She's probably glad. Oh, somebody's in the wall. That's the 91 car. The 91, that's Alexander Underwood. No relationship to Zach Underwood. He was in 5th. He's outside the top 14. Just like that, back to 19th. Daniel Voyles in 17th. He, of course, is outside the cut line. But the good news for Daniel Voyles is he was 13th in points. So, 13th in points. I don't think he was in danger. He will be okay because he's in on points. There's Maximilian Chilton. Currently outside the cut line as far as the top 14 is concerned. David Heller has to race his way in. Unless he was okay on speed. Yeah, because the one car didn't... There's Jared Underhill. Remember, Jared had to go to the rear because he's in a backup car after he was involved in a qualifying accident. Here he comes. He's about to take the lead. If anybody wants to finish their year on a high note, it's got to be Jared Underhill. He's had a rough 2022 year. Although he did go to victory lane in a special event, so on the bright side, as the phone's ringing. 54 is on the bubble, but not for long. Nathan Orman's going to take that spot to move Nathan Orman in the field. I think Orme's option is to race his way in. I could be wrong. This driver needs to race her way in. Haley Percy. No points to fall back on. Way down there in time trials. Has to race her way in, or she would end up being another driver that would have to go home. But remember, we have a pit stop coming. Just remember that. Kyle Langeland's going to be in the 500 because his points is going to get him in. Same with Desiree Voyles. I think those two will be fine. I think Voyles and Langeland are just using this 125-mile test session to help them out for the 500. Sean Art is in the 500. Remember, today is Sean Art's birthday, and how would it be for Sean to make the 500 on his birthday? For those of you just joining us, this is duel number 2. For those of you just joining us, Daniel Voyles here in the booth, as Tanner Parton has lost the pack. I wonder if he got up into the wall. And Tanner Parton, no points to fall back on. I don't think he did good in time trials. I think we might have found one of our drivers going home along with this lady right here, Kate Anderson. For those that don't know, Kate Anderson's in this 10 car because of the fact that Colin Cropley causing a complete ruckus in the NR community, even though Nathan Stapleton and Elijah Gordon have not taken action, which I'm not surprised those two clown heads have not taken action. Because of Colin Cropley's behavior in which he was being a word that starts with the letter P, as I heard some scraping, as that was Alexander Underwood in the wall. Because of that reason, Colin Cropley has been banned from my channel. He's not allowed to sign up him or any of his drivers. So that would be why Zachary Fitzwater was in race 1 driving the number... No, this is why Kate Anderson's running the 10. Henrietta's running the 41. I forgot what ride Fitzy was in. Remember, Alexander Underwood need to make this race. Maddie Crenshaw. This could put both Crenshaws out of the Daytona 500. Vanellope von Schweetz is back here. This is not good for the 46 team. Oh, we got a crash! We got a crash, ladies and gentlemen! We got a big crash! Henrietta Fitzwater! Oh, the 10 car is in it! And for the first time today, we have a caution! Crenshaw's in it! That's game over for Maddie Crenshaw! Henrietta Fitzwater's in it. Her teammate Kate Anderson. The 32 is in it. And for the first time today, we didn't have one in race number 1. We have a caution in race number 2. Hi, Reggie Fogleman. You actually won your duel race, Reggie. Congratulations. Which I believe Reggie Fogleman, that's his first ever win on my channel, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Emily Jones, playing with the safer barrier, decides, oh, I need to come to pit road, and decide to not pay any attention. And poor Henrietta Fitzwater. Boy, Henrietta Fitzwater is going to be a mad Aussie, and I don't blame her. She's probably going to go slap the 32 for that one. Alexander Underwood nowhere to go. There's how Maddie Crenshaw got involved. It was Fitzwater, Henrietta that is, that clipped the 20. The 8 car did not... I will put the results in the Discord because the 8 car did not make the top 14, but the 8 car was safe on points. And Emily Jones is out of the races. We got pit stops here, ladies and gentlemen. And now Sean Art is doing the happy dance because he finally got his carnage. Oh, man. Well, that will please everybody, especially Sean. Sean's like, carnage, my favorite. Hi, Q, man. Yes, you're in this one. Cody Magouryk. I have confirmed Cody Magouryk will not make the Daytona 500, and Cody Magouryk sadly will have to go home. Maddie Crenshaw is out of the race. That might be all she wrote for Maddie Crenshaw. Henrietta Fitzwater's out. Uh-oh, that's not good. I will have to go back and see where Henrietta Fitzwater finished in qualifying. If Henrietta Fitzwater, I gotta see where I think the 41 took part last season. Sean, when do I have an angry mom outside my house? I don't know. That's a good question, senor. We don't need an angry mob, especially with the fact today is your birthday, senor. For those of you that haven't wished Senor Sean a happy birthday, I don't mind you saying it in the chat. Why do we have a separation? I see a little gap there. I don't know. Oh, Kyle Langeland blown up. No, not Teal. Aw, Teal's out with a gearbox failure. Aw, Teal. Ripped Kyle Langeland. Well, Kyle Langeland's going to make the race regardless since he was 7th in points. So Kyle Langeland out of the race, but I believe he will be in the Daytona 500 as far as that's concerned. I was wondering why there was a gap, and I saw Teal blown up, and I was like, aw, that sucks. Courtney Lynn's the leader. Maximilian Chilton second. Back to the race. David Heller third. Jared Underhill fourth. Nathan Orman fifth. I forgot to put the R on Nathan Orman. I do apologize to Ormy. Amber Jones is sixth. William Davis seventh. So he's in the 500 no matter what, starting on the pole. Prudence Martindale is eighth. Sam Davis ninth. 10th is Marc Underhill. Roberto Crown Jr. in 11th. Neville is 12th. Marion Jamestown 13th. 14th. Haley Percy. Sean Art's 15th because the 75 is back in the top 15. 16th, Frank Underhill. 17th, Q-Man. 18th, Aboni Mirwez. 19th, Harley Percy. 20th is Tanner Parton. 21st, Vanellope Von Schweetz. 22nd, Brenda Eveline. Back to green flag racing. Good job, Voyles. I just missed that. Out of the race after that incident. Actually, we have another driver who was out. 6 drivers out of the race. Of course, Kyle Langeland, who blew a gearbox under the yellow. But Kyle will make the Daytona 500 regardless because his points are going to save him. Maddie Crenshaw is out of the race. I think we could possibly say this. Both of the Crenshaw sisters are going to be sadly going home. That's too bad. Kate Anderson out of the race. Kate Anderson will go home. She will not make the Daytona 500. Let's see, 23rd on, well, actually, she's a kind of borderline, but she knew she had to race her way in. I don't think that's going to get her in the field. I don't think. 91 will go home. 41's out of the race. We'll see where the 41 was in points last season. And then the 32 is out of the race. So, tough break for those drivers. Now, should the 32 make the 500, the 32 would have to go to the rear of the field. Oh! 0 cupcakes to make. I know Sean's going to get me for that one. David Heller, currently the leader. Right now, both of the Chip Ganassi racing cars would make the Daytona 500. David Heller is 1. The gal who's right behind the 78 would be 3rd. Oh! I got no comment on that. Thank you very much, Sean. Sheesh. And here comes Prudence Martindale, going to be the world's greatest teammate to David Heller. Oh, penguin on a stick. And why the flip am I a lap down? No, I went the 26, you derp. Why am I a lap down? Hold on. Why is the 26 a lap down? That's what I can't figure out. You gotta be kidding me. Did we come to pit road? Oh, we got hit in the, we got in the wall. Oh, fantastic. Yay! The 26 curse continues. R.I.P. me. Wait, how did I get damage? How the flip did I get damage to that car? What the flip? Oh, we had a pit lane incident. Oh, fantastic. I was wondering why the 26 was... Oh, and the 54 murdered me. Okay, I'm gonna go throw my crew chief off a mountain. Yep, my crew chief decided to be stupid and decided to say, okay, let's release you in front of the 54. Good job, crew chief, you dumbass. And now Sean is happy that my car is involved. Well, R.I.P. me. Well, at least I'm in on points. That's the bright side I can say about that. Boy, I'm going to definitely throw my crew chief off the mountain in about 3 seconds from now, which actually, I've done that. Hey, Cuban's in the top 15. Or actually, no, top 14, because the 75's outside the top 15. Yes, you start third in the Daytona 500. This race determines the outside of the of rows 2 through 15. And I'm glad we don't have to go through all the chaos to find out who's in and who's going home. Let's see where you are, Sean. Yeah, you're now in the top 15. So Sean's in the 500 as of now. Providing that 75 stays in the top 15 or falls out the top 15, you could be right near that transfer spot. Oh, bundle of cakes. Did I also forget to mention Vanellope Von Schweetz has to race her way in the 500 because the the 46 was 31st in points last year when that was Chloe Erickson. I don't know where she ended up in time trials. I know Sean has to make the 500 because Sean had no points to fall back on. I believe his speed was okay. I could be wrong. Oh, goody. They're going to lap me pretty soon. R.I.P. my race. Well, Sam Davis is off the pace. Frank Underhill's in danger of losing the lead pack, and now they're about to lap the 26. Which I did not ask Blue Jr. to drive the 26! Oh, this is sweet. Nathan Orman is surrounded by his 3 huggable drivers. The 48, the 88, and the 5. How fitting is that? To Cody Smart, it's not fitting. To everybody else who knows Nathan Orman, and this is the funny part, the 48, 88, and 5 that are helping Nathan Orman are Ormy's teammates. It's 48, 24, 46, 88, 99. Hey, good run for Abonia Mirmouez. And here I come to play Spoil the Party. Ah, damn it, I held up Ormy. Son of a bitch! Now Ormy's going to kill me. Sorry, Ormy. Mother trucker. Yep, I'm throwing my crew chief for doing that, and I just helped Jared make the 500. GG. Jared, all right. Yay, I'm throwing my crew chief off the mountain after this race. Now Ormy can go throw Blue Jr. off the mountain because Blue Jr. is driving erratic. Ormy's like, Dan! Oh, wait. Blue Junior, you just cost me a spot in the 500. Yeah, that part. And now I'm going to be a great teammate to Ormy by holding up a podium glass. Oh, great way to be a great teammate, even though I just screwed you guys possibly out of a spot in the 500. And now Sean can cue his favorite line. God bless points, as we're halfway through the second of the Gatorade Twin 125s. Ormy's now on the outside looking in. Thanks to, I don't know if Blue Junior decided to hop into my car and decided to cause problems. If he did so, I'm throwing him off the mountain for that. And Ormy can throw Blue Junior off the mountain with Cody and David. Yay, my son's driving like an asshole. Congratulations. And Sean is about to take the lead from Jared. Here's the funny statistics. The two Triple P rookie contenders are 1-2, Sean and Jared. I just helped Sean get in the 500 intentionally. Well, even though Blue Junior is being a derping lizard. Oh, I'm 2 laps down. I'm going to definitely be starting at the back after that one. Oh, shit. That was funny as hell. Yes, by the way, Blue Junior is in my car. I don't know why Blue Junior decided, okay, I'm just going to go driving my father's car and make sure I crash it. Moron. Yes, you're watching the race from pit road. Yes, what I did is I took a picture of the official finishing results from race 1. So if you didn't see the results from race 1, I will put it in the Discord, along with the official finishing results from this race. And then we'll have to do some sorting out some plans about who's going to get in on time trials and owner points. I know for certain, I can confirm this, Annie Crenshaw is going home. Because the 20 finished 33rd in points, and Annie Crenshaw didn't do good in time trials. I can confirm this to you all. Annie Crenshaw, sadly, will be going home. I bet she's probably upset and going to be hugging Taylor. Wait, which race are you talking about, Reggie? If you're talking about the 500, the 43 and 75 will still be on the front row for the 500. Okay. Remember, the 75, the 43 and the 75 will start on the front row because the 43 did survive his race, even though they are currently repairing his car. As long as the 75 does not get involved in an incident, he will start on the front row for the Daytona 500. However, if he gets involved in an incident in the next 20 or so laps, he will forfeit his spot, and whoever wins this race would start second for the 500. But as long as the 75 does not get involved in an incident, the 75 will be starting on the front row alongside the 43. And then row 2 is based off who won the Gatorade Duels, which means, Reggie, you will start third for the 500. Whoever wins this race will start alongside of you in row 2, all the way back to row 15. As the 62 just got up into the wall, excuse me, had a little hiccup there. And now Nathan Norman's back in the top, is now in the 500. Sean R is now out. Sean has got to make the 500. The only way, I'm going to have to get Wi-Fi on my laptop, Reggie, to get your scheme that you sent me in your DM. So I'm going to still work on getting your scheme, but I have to get Wi-Fi to do that. So just letting you know that. Oh, there's a lot of damage to that 62 car. And Ormy is now in the 500. But remember, the 48 is now on the bubble. Even though Marion Jamestown has two ways, make it in the top 15, or she can use her points to get her into the 500, which would be safe. There's Maximilian Chilton. His two other friends were in race number 1. I can bet you Tatiana is feeling really sad that she could possibly either make the 500 or not make the 500. Chilton currently in the top 15 means he will make the Daytona 500. All of these drivers that are in the top 15 would be in the 500. Sean Art is going to go by Brenda Eveling, hopefully. But remember, Brenda Eveling will still make the 500 regardless if she makes it in the top 15 or if she has to use her points to fall back on. And the 66 is leading. But remember, we have to deal with the Blue Junior in the 26. That's the other issue we have to come up into this conversation is Q-Man got a little tight there. 42 had to get out of the throttle. Courtney Lynn's jumping to the outside trying to make something work. But we would have to see if you make the race as guess who? The 26. And now they're going to split him through the middle. Well, Brenda Eveling, not too happy with Daniel Voles holding her up. Well, good job for the pack to split Daniel Voyles in the 26 car. Or Blue Junior who's driving that car. Either way. Hey, look! Teammate of the year right here. The 46 is helping the 24. Is anyone surprised to see Vanellope von Schweetz at the front? For me, it's an absolute no. You know how in Trent Dunham who hates Daytona? Here's a novel concept. Here's a lady who loves Daytona, Vanellope von Schweetz. Remember in the Monster Energy Series in 2016? Won the rookie bash that got her into the Clash. Won Daytona when we were here in the PCSRA. So the love relationship for Vanellope von Schweetz is a good one. And Sean is now getting ready to take the lead because now they're holding up because the 90 car is being a good team player and helping the 13 take the lead. How fitting is that? Oh my goodness. 5 people watching. Hello to the 5 people watching. I've not seen Ormy come in. I've not seen Cody or Taylor or anybody coming in. Of course, we'll start a VC after these dual races are done. Because I still have to work on who's going to make the 500 and who's not. Maximilian Chilton, as long as he stays where he's at, he's looking pretty good. We'll see where this is going to situate Bianchi and all that. Oh. I didn't know the 43. Okay, because I didn't know if you want me to have the 43 as the third driver for Richard Childress. Okay, so that makes sense. Well, thankfully the 43 won the pole for the 500. Otherwise, the 43 would have gone home. Now you know why qualifying was critical at Daytona. You can win the pole and be safe instead of having to load up and go home. As Sam Davis is holding up Sean Art and company. Remember, Davis was involved in that pit lane incident with Daniel Voles, and those two are good friends, so there you go in that little state. How's my battery doing? It's okay. Even though it's like in the 40s, I think we should survive. Teammate starting 1-3. Yeah, the 8 car is going to have his work cut out, probably starting at the back. So, yeah. Want to remind everybody, I have recorded the Michigan race for the Foster Series. So, it's all, I recorded it late last night, which I apologize. Because I had to upload that race. I didn't go to bed till like 3, 4 o'clock this morning. Got up at noon. So that way I can call this race live. And some of these drivers here in this field will be heading to Michigan, like Zachary Fitzwater, Sam Davis, Nathan Orman. Yeah. As Courtney Lynn's going to take the lead. Of course, Courtney Lynn's part of Nathan Orman's program. And, of course, Courtney Lynn's running the throwback. Someone just got the wall back there. Who was that just got the wall? Oh, it was Sam Davis. Huh, a lap car got on the wall and says, I'm just going to move out of your leader's way. Nathan Orman's in. David Heller's out. David Heller has blown his engine. He is out of the race. That will be his chances gone. David Heller will not make the Daytona 500, I don't think. I'll have to check and confirm that. You actually have to race your way into the Michigan race, Reggie. Because you're a part-time driver, remember? So David Heller, ooh, that's another driver on the list that could be in trouble. He's out with an engine failure. Sean Art is on the bubble last time by. It's now Nathan Orman. No, Ormy's still in. Sean Art is in. Schweetz is on the bubble. Well, remember, Daniel Voyles said he was going to help Nathan Orman make the 500. I think Schweetz is trying to help Ormy make the 500. But remember, Schweetz has to race her way into the 500. So not only she's helping her other teammate Nathan Orman make the race, she's also trying to make the race herself. We could have all 4 DVR drivers make the 500. Because remember, Daniel Voyles was 13th on points. He would be in as far as his points are concerned. Sean Art is on the outside looking in. Maximilian Chilton on the bubble. Ebony Amirmawez. Let me see where she is in points. 99 does not have any points. 22nd. Ooh, I don't know. That's another borderline. Jared Underhill is going to have to make the 5. Is going to have to get in the top 15 or 14 in this case. 66 on the bubble. Quentin Moore is leading. Remember, Q-Man has to make the field because his speed wasn't good enough. He has no points to fall back on. Q-Man is in the lead with 7 laps of racing to go. But remember, we have to deal with this 26 car, which is Blue Jr. And Blue Jr. could play a factor in who's going to make the race. Look at there. Sean Art and Nathan Orman are drafting each other. The last thing these drivers do not want to see is a yellow flag. The 52 of Haley Percy leads. Remember, Haley has to get in because she has no points. Her speed wasn't good enough. She has to make the field. Sean gets around DV without a problem. Daniel Voyles has got some kind of problem. He just helped Nathan Orman because he was being a great teammate. He just helped his two teammates get in the top 5. And here comes Sweets. Here comes Vanellope Von Schweetz to take the lead. Sean is going to be possibly in the 500. It could be these 5 that could settle it out unless the pack can reel them in. 6 to go. 2 drivers out of Daniel Voyles Racing, 1 out of Stuart Haas Racing, 1 out of Germain Racing, and 1 out of Front Row Racing, sorry. Or Furniture Row Racing, sorry. It doesn't matter where Sean finishes, as long as he stays right where he is, Sean is going to make the 500. Who is in the final transfer spot? The 27. Remember, Tanner Denton lost the... Tanner Parton, sorry. Lost the draft earlier in this race. Got the yellow he needed. He's now in the final transfer spot. Now it's the 75. Jarrett's on the outside looking in. Next time by will be 4 to go. Remember, Jesse Ard made the 500 in race 1. Nathan Orman, just remember, Ormy had no points to fall back on. He knew he could race his way in today. And he's trying to make sure Sweet stays right up there with them. 4 to go. Here comes Chilton. Chilton would like to start 4th in the 500 on Sunday. Here comes Ormy. Does Schweetz go with Ormy? Yes is the answer. Schweetz is being a great team player. She's trying to help Nathan Orman. She's with the 78 right now, but she's going to go down and help the 24. Looking good for Sean. Looking good for Ormy. If there's one driver Nathan Orman's going to be hugging after this race, would be Vanellope Von Schweetz. 3 laps to go in the Daytona, in this qualifier. Here comes the 78. Sean R is still in the top 5. It doesn't matter if you win or finish in the top 5. What matters is you being in the top 14 to make the 500 or top 15 where the 75 is. Jared might be in trouble. I'll have to see where Jared finished in time trials. If he's going to make the race, unless something dramatic happens inside the top 15. Ormy's right behind Sean with 2 laps to go. I don't think that pack is going to catch these 5. These 5 are going to sell it out for the win. Remember, Sean R, Nathan Orman, the 78, 46 had to race their way in, but there's traffic. Ebonia Mirmoez is there as we got 2 to go. We'll get the white flag. If we get the white flag and the wreck happens, we race back no matter what. Sean R trying to stay in the top 5. Here comes Vanellope Von Schweetz. Will Ormy go with Schweetz? Will Ormy go with Schweetz? Yes is the answer. We're coming to the white flag. Next flag will end this race. The 99's going to possibly get in the way. White flag is in the air. Ormy's going to go with Schweetz. That's 2 DVR drivers working together. Sean R is in 4th as we are entering turn 1. 52 is in the final transfer spot. Down the backstretch for the last time. Here comes Maximilian Chilton. Maximilian Chilton trying to get around Nathan Orman. Schweetz may block. Can Schweetz hold him off? Can Schweetz hold him off as we come on turn number 4? Sean Art knows he will make the 500. Here comes Maximilian Chilton. They're side by side. Drag race to the line. It's Schweetz by 1/1000th of a second. Holy cow! What? Oh my God! Vanellope Von Schweetz holds off Maximilian Chilton and Sean Art to win the race. Nathan Orman makes the Daytona 500. Holy cow! Wow! Q-Man is in. The 52 got it in. Yes, go do a victory lap, Schweetz. Holy cow! So possibly all 4 of the DVR drivers will make the 500. Both Jesse and Sean will make the Daytona 500. Holy cow! Let's have a look at that finish. That was cool. Holy cow! 1/1000th of a second. Maximilian Chilton comes up short. You cannot better script that. Wow. Can we get a better angle? Wow, look at that, folks. That was close. Holy cow. You cannot script that perfectly. My, oh my. Wow. 0.14 of a second. That was a close race. Sean Art will get 3rd. He's in. Roberto Crown Jr. 4th. He's in. Ormy's in. William Davis will start on the front row no matter what. Amber Jones, Marianne Jamestown, Quentin Moore, Marc Underhill, Prudence Martindale, Brenda Eveling, Tanner Parton, Courtney Lynn, and Harley Percy, who had to race her way in, got the final transfer spot. From Jarrett all the way back, we'll have to see where this is going to situate them. But what an end to a great race, ladies and gentlemen. So, like I said, you will see the starting grid in the Discord because I have to go through and find out who will be in the 500 and who is going home. Oh my God, that was a very exciting race. Hope you guys enjoyed these 2 duel races. This was exciting. If you guys enjoyed these 2 duel races, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. These are your full finishing results from race number 2. If you did not see the official finishing results in race 1, check the Discord. I have the results for you, and we'll find out where this situates some drivers that are questionable, and we'll find out who are the 12 drivers that will go home as far as that's concerned. Of course, Michigan's coming up this Friday with the Foster Series non-charter race. Then we have our racing Saturday with the Foster Series race for qualifying and for the main event. And then Sunday will be the Daytona 500. Who will join Reagan Whitlock as a winner of the 500? Let me actually check and see who won the 500 last season, now that we're in that discussion. That was... no, who will join Kyle Langeland, excuse me. It was Kyle Langeland who won this race last season. So, who will join Teal winning the Daytona 500? You'll have to find that out on Sunday. But until then, I've been Danny Voles signing off as you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of PCSRA TV, the best center racing around the world since 2017. Sportsnet PCSRA is next. So long from Daytona.